So, you know, the Bible got the answers to everything. So let's see what the Bible says. You believe in the Bible?
Well, I say it's a mirror. It's not.
He says a mirror.
It's not all the way clear.
It's not all the way clear. All right. Well, we're going to see if we can clear some of those up today. Give me Isaiah 40 and 22. Right, let's address the flat earth topic real quick. Read that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 40 and verse 22. It is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth.
It is he that what?
Sitteth upon the circle of the earth.
I said it is he that sit upon the circle of the earth. Right? Let you know that the earth is what?
Circle.
It's round, right?
Round.
Give me Proverbs 8 and 27. Start at 26.
Bring it out. The ball round or the CD round.
Well, let's see. Read that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 8 and verse 26. While as yet he had not made the earth, nor the fields, nor the highest part of the dust of the world. When he prepared the heavens, I was there. When he set a compass upon the face of the depth.
So he said a what?
Compass upon the face of the depth.
Compass is what?
North, south, east, and west.
Round, right? It ain't flat. So how could the earth be flat? Right? It can't be flat.
North, south, east, and west.
It ain't flat. It's sit upon the circles of the earth, so the earth ain't flat. That's something that the white man push out there to try to confuse us even more, right? To keep us dibbling and dabbling in all these different things, like with different religions. They want to keep us following Christianity. They're going to keep some of us following Islam. They're going to have some of us following some of these other religions they got out there. We're going to be, then you get into Christianity, you got the Baptists, you got the Methodists, you got the even Catholics, all that stuff. Kojic. All those things, 7-day Adventists, all those different things divided up. So which one is the truth?
That's right.
Right? Which one is the truth? So when we come out here to tell our people, we are the chosen people of God, right? God had a chosen people, and those people that he chose, he said, if you don't obey my commandments, I'm going to send you into slavery, right? That's what God said to his chosen people. Now, let's see if this adds up with you or does it add up with somebody else. Now, go to Deuteronomy 28. Yeah. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 28. Start at verse 1. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
This is Moses speaking, right? He said, if you hearken diligently or you listen, right? God telling us to listen to him, right? Read.
To observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee high above all the nations of the earth.
You hear what God told these people? He said, if you do what I say do, you keep my commandments, you obey me. He said, I'm going to set you on high, right? I'm going to put you above all nations upon the face of this earth. That's right. Give me 15. It's a stipulation. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
He said in that same token, if you don't listen to me, right, read.
To observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
God told these people, if you don't do what I say do, I'm going to bring up all these curses upon you and they're going to overtake you. So no matter where you go, these curses going to follow you. That's right? Now let's see who these curses fit.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
You hear what God said? He said, I'm going to curse you in the city, and I'm going to curse you in the field.
That's right.
So when you look at it today, what group of people you think cursed in the city? Black people, right? That's right. The Hispanics and Native Americans, right? What people was cursed in the field? The blacks was cursed in the field, right? So we're starting to reveal who we're talking about. Look at these pictures. Look at these pictures that we got right here. Right? We was picking cotton in the cotton field. Picking all the sugar cane in the sugar cane field. Right? That was us. That happened to us as a people. They ain't happened to nobody else. These things are pertaining to a specific people. Read it again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in the city.
Curse these people was going to be in the city. How do you think that we curse today in the city? What's going on in our city, in our neighborhoods? Corruption, right? All that, right? That's right. What else? Poor school systems. Hey, crime happening. Why is so much crime in our neighborhoods? Why is that? Why they pushing all these? Why are we able to push all these drugs and have all these guns in our neighborhoods? Right? Somebody pushing these things in our neighborhoods trying to keep us down and keep us killing ourselves because they don't want you to wake up and realize the God that you are. Right? Read it again.
Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
I said that these people was going to be cursed in the city, and cursed in the field if they didn't obey him. All right. So how did the slaves get over here? How did we get over here?
Brought us over on the ship.
On ships, right?
Yeah.
Do you believe that we can read that right out the Bible? You read it before?
But nah. But you can just feel it though.
You can feel it.
Just feel it.
You can feel it that it's in the Bible.
Well, I don't know about being in the Bible, but I think the Bible is just a mirror.
It's just a mirror. All right,
Yeah,
let's see.
Now give us a clue.
All right, let's see. Let's read. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt
So
again.
the Lord said, He said, I'm gonna bring you. This time I'm gonna bring you. How did the children of Israel get into Egypt the first time?
After they get into Egypt the first time?
Yeah. You know the story? When Pharaoh let them go, how did they get out of there the first time?
Moses freed them.
He freed them. They walked out, right?
Yeah.
All right. So let's listen. Read it again. Hold it. What you got? Just read it.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
He said, I'm gonna bring you back into Egypt again, right? He telling these same people, I'm gonna bring you back again. Read.
With
He
ships.
said he was gonna bring them back into Egypt again with ships. What you think that means? What you think it means?
See, you're going to bring them back into Egypt with ships.
So let's see what Egypt means, because the Bible is like a dictionary. It explains itself. All right, read this.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
What do you call Egypt? House of bondage, right? So if you're in bondage to something, that means what? If you're in bondage, you what? You like a slave, right? You bondage, you in chains or whatnot, right? So let's go back and read it again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with
He
ships.
said, I'm going to bring you back into bondage again, but this time you're going to go by the way there with ships. Now, did that happen to the Chinese man? Did the white man? Huh? Did the Arab man? Huh? We can eliminate all the people. Who it happened to? It happened to you as a people, your ancestors, right?
That's right.
Proving what? So far we proven who these people are in the Bible, right? Read on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
So as Moses spake it, right, it happened because why? They didn't believe it at this time because they just came up out of Egypt, right? They had it going on, they had everything going on, they didn't believe it. Like Moses, you tripping. Right, read.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
See that? He said you weren't gonna see it no more again. So what you think he's talking about? You weren't gonna see no more again. Who? Think about it. You weren't gonna see what no more again if you get on them slave ships. You weren't gonna see your homeland no more again, right? Because you're still over here in America today. A lot of our people think that they're African. Think we just come from Africa or we some Africans or something like that. And they don't know that they're the children of Israel. And we reading it right out of the Bible.
That's
right? You weren't going to see your homeland no more again when they take you throughout the four corners of the earth.
That's right.
Right? They done took us everywhere. Ain't nowhere you can go you can't find us somewhere.
That's right.
Proving that these things happen to us. Read on.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Hear that, brother? Read it again.
And there thou shalt be sold unto your enemies.
He said that you're going to be sold into your enemies when you get off them slave ships.
So really, this is really like us being really one of the greatest.
Going over
things.
5 minutes.
Why you say it's one of the greatest
5
sins?
minutes for God.
Because we aren't supposed to.
Well, we came over here because of our sins, because we broke the commandments of God.
That's
What is sin? What's sin?
Sin is mine. Something that you do that, you know what I'm saying, you know ain't right. Like, that you know ain't going to be right to your soul.
I give you that. All right, come on, read. Let's see what the Bible say what sin is. All right? Read that. This is what sin is according to the Bible.
The book of 1 John, chapter 3 and verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin transgresses also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law.
You know what God said? God said sin is the breaking of his laws.
That's right.
That's right.
That's what sin is.
Breaking of his laws or the laws of the land.
Breaking of his laws. God is in control of everything at the end of the day. The Lord used these other nations to keep you in check. Right, to make you to keep you in check, to punish us for the sins that we have committed. Romans 13 real quick, then we're going to go back to that scene.
Yeah.
All right, read that real quick. Let's show them that. Read.
The book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher
He
powers.
said, let every soul be subject to the higher powers, right? Because the Lord put them there, right? Read.
For there is no power but of
See
God.
that? He said, there ain't no power but of God. God is in control of everything at the end of the day, right? Read.
The powers that are ordained of God.
They ordained of God. Why? Read on.
Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of God. And they that resist shall receive themselves damnation. For rulers are not a terror unto good works.
See that? He said, rulers, they're not a terror to good works. So if you're doing good works, they're not a terror to that. But read.
But to the evil wilt thou then not be afraid of the power.
He said, to the, read, where you at? Read again.
For the rulers are not a terror to good works.
Verse 4 is what I want.
Verse 4. For he is the minister of God to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid.
He said, be afraid when you do the things that's evil or breaking the commandments of God. Because the Lord, that's what the Lord put that man here for, to keep you in check. That's why he had no remorse when he come through our neighborhoods and kill a little black 12-year-old boy. He don't care. That's why he had no remorse when he can hold his foot in somebody's neck for what is it, 9-10 seconds until he died. Right? He don't have no remorse because the Lord put that in him to keep you in check. Right? So we're going to have to learn to come from our sin, because sins is what withhold good things from us. Right? That's why we at the bottom of society today, because of our sins. A lot of our people don't know why we're going through what we're going through is because of the sins. Give me Judges 6 and 13.
So we was the first race to disobey God.
You the chosen people of God. So God, hold that, give me Amos. Amos 3. Give me Amos 3 and start at verse 1. Alright? Let's read that. The book of Amos. God got a chosen people. God only dealing with one people. It's just like when you got children, right? And you tell your children to do something, you want your children to do what? You want them to obey you, right? You want them to do what you say do. If they don't do what you say do, what happens? You're going to punish them. Just like the Lord do his children. Read.
The book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
He said against the children of Israel. Nobody else. Read.
Against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, Ye only have I known of all the families of the earth.
You only have I known, O children of Israel, have I known of all the families of the earth. Read.
Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities.
I'm going to punish you for all your iniquities. Because why? He gave his laws, statutes, and commandments to you. He gave them to us as a people. Therefore, when we break them, he going to punish us. Right? Give me that in Psalms. Psalms 147. 147 and verse 147 and verse 19. Come on this side. 147 verse 19. Read that real quick for the brother.
The book of Psalms, chapter 147 and verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation.
Yeah, bro, he said he ain't dealt so with any nation. What's your name, bro? How you doing? DT? What's your name, bro? Who? MJ? So you say Christ is what? What color is Christ? You say it. What color is Christ? Who? White, right? What color is Christ? You think he white, right? All right, let's see what the Bible says. Read that, Revelation.
The book of
verse 1.
The book of Revelations, chapter 1 and verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
So revealing, right? That's what revelation means, to reveal something. All right? Read.
Which God gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass.
So the revelation of Jesus Christ, to show, right? He's going to show us some things. That things that must shortly come to pass. Drop down to 13.
Verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one light unto the Son of Man.
He said in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, in the midst of a menorah, right? He see one like the Son of Man, talking about Christ. Read.
Clothed with a garment down to his foot.
He had on a garment, right? Just like you see that brother got on. That brother right there got on. Those are garments, right? He had a garment on, clothed down to the foot. Read.
And girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
And he had a golden girdle around him, just like you see he got on. But Christ was gold, right? Read.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Now it's starting to describe what Christ looked like, right? Now it's going into the texture of his hair. He said his head, the hair on his head, and the hair on his face was white like wool. Right? So who you think got woolly hair today? Who? What people got woolly hair? Touch the texture of your hair. If that ain't like wool to you, that's not like wool, we're going to prove it even further. Come on, let's read.
As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
It said his eyes was a flame of fire, right? Churches, hey, what do you think that means? What you think that means? His eyes was a flame of fire. You think his eyes was just on fire? Because some people believe that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Some people believe that stuff, but let's see why he said that. Read that.
The book of Matthew, chapter 11, and verse 19.
Bring it out.
The Son of Man came eating and drinking, and they say, behold, a man goodness and a wine bibber.
He came eating and drinking. So when a black man drinks wine, the eyes of the give me Genesis, the prophecy, right? When a black man drinks wine, the whiteness of his eyes turn red, right? The prophecy said that his eyes was going to be red with wine, right? Read that.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49, and verse 12. His eyes shall be red with wine.
So let you know that Christ drank wine. That's why his eyes was red when it say a flame of fire. All right, go back. Read that again.
Matthew. Revelation. The book of Revelations, chapter 1, and verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
The Bible said that his head and his hairs were white like wool. Come over here. Come on over here. Look at the sign. Which one of them got white woolly hair? That one right there, right? Strike one against them, right? Read on.
As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
It said that his eyes was a flame of fire. Which one of the eyes got a flame of fire? Which one of the eyes look red? I remember her from somewhere.
Yeah,
huh?
Yeah, she looked familiar.
This one right here, right? Read on.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
What color is brass? What color is brass, sister? What color is brass? Who? What color is brass, sister? That's your mama? What's your mama name? Who? Rhoda. Come here, Rhoda. Come here, Rhoda.
Out of everybody, why you people? Lord have
Come on,
mercy.
Rhoda. Come on, we ain't gonna fight you. Come on over here.
Come on over here,
Come on
mama.
over here.
Come on, mama.
What color is brass?
It's a penny.
It's
Color
like
of a penny.
right? It look
I
like a
thought
penny.
it was gold.
It look
Brass
like a
is
penny.
gold
So,
to
but
me.
what color is a penny?
Penny
Copper or
is
brown,
penny
looking,
is
right?
like a copper color.
There you go. All right, read up.
It's like a copper.
As if they burned in a furnace.
So when you put something in the furnace, how does it look then when you burn it?
It melts. Don't it
If
melt?
you burn something, how does it look?
It look burnt. It look black.
It look what?
It look black.
It look black, right? So if you burn popcorn, it's gonna be what?
Black.
Read on.
And his voice as the sound of many waters. And verse 15. And his feet unlike to fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
They burned in the furnace. Let you know Christ was what? A very dark-skinned man, right? We're reading them things right up out of the Bible.
Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is